Hello, Parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. Let's Talk Paranormal Live. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
And I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
We've been, YouTubing all day.
That's right. YouTubing and cutting vinyl and making things.
That's right. Just got off just a little bit ago listening to Pusha Studios. I was sitting there weeding the vinyl, listening, and
yeah, good times. Good times.
Did the live stream earlier today. It's crazy.
All right, let me pop out chat and bring it over here. All righty. Okay, folks, those of you joining us while we're kind of getting things rolling, we just started. Go ahead and say in the chat where you're from. Find the right screen. I want to go to here and hit present.
All right.
I want to go to Google Slides.
I'm just saying hello to everybody who's popping in the live stream.
Go ahead, check in, get to know each other, relax, take your shoes off, kick back, enjoy the ride. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Lizzie's life after the trial. So this is basically what she did and how she lived after she was acquitted. So that is the topic of tonight's show.
That's right.
But as you guys know, we have some housekeeping stuff to take care of before we get to that.
Okay.
Let's see how quickly we can go through that, shall we?
What are you on, super speedo today?
Well, we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And we did a live show earlier today to kind of alleviate some of that. And as I was putting the show together, I even found more of what we're supposed to talk about.
Oh.
So. All right, so today's producers we want to thank
Promote Horror, 12 Night Horror, and Penniless Scribe.
And my dear, could you tell them how they could become a show producer?
Well, basically, you follow us on Twitter, you like, retweet, and comment on the posts that Sean makes throughout the week, and sometimes for us. Yeah, sometimes for us. And then you become in the top 3 that week, and you become a co-producer for the show.
For now. That's the way we're doing it for now.
Yes.
We're going to be changing that once we get our Patreon going.
Yes.
However, just a disclaimer, we are live right now, which means no editing, and I apologize ahead of time if I say something incorrectly, which I probably will. Or draw a blank, which I was doing earlier in the live stream. So at this time, folks, everybody who's here, if you have not subscribed to us, go ahead, hit the subscribe. You won't regret it. You can go ahead, hit it. Ring that bell. Not a problem. But right now, smash that like, share this out with your friends. Let's see if we could get some more people to the party in here.
All right.
Bring a friend.
And Pusha Studios just popped on, and it looks like they've been sending a couple of people over to say hello. I got some of those little love taps.
You got some love taps?
I did. I got a little love tap.
Get some love taps. All right. For those of you who do not know who we are, is it your turn?
Yeah, but I hate it. You're so much better at it. Go for it, dear.
Let me go for it.
Yeah.
Right. As we introduced ourselves, Sean and Marianne Donnelly, we are the owners of PANICd.com, DarkShadowGhostTours.com, and several other websites. But the most important ones are PANICd.com. At this point in our lives. PANICd.com is a database of over 800 locations across the United States and territories that have paranormal claims. In November of 2017, we started our series called Our Haunted Travels. And those are over 200 of those locations in that database that we personally traveled to. So our videos each week, we feature one of those locations and we tell you the history and the ghost stories and the folklore. And I keep looking at the back of your head because you're not paying attention to me. And our personal experiences and all that stuff. And that is what is on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Sorry, I had the back of my head.
So if you're interested in history, forensics, anything paranormal, that kind of stuff, go ahead. Like I said, hit the subscribe. It won't hurt. It's just a little click.
So true.
Ring the bell, then you know when we go live or we put on a new video. That's who we are. Ready to do a roll call? Let's do it. See who's all here.
Let's see what we've got going on. We have a place for stories and learning. Ooh. Abraxas Paranormal. A Cobra 456. Andrew Kitchens. Budget Bushcraft. Karen Summers. Clint Moore. Halos and Heathens. Hell Kitten. HSFL Paranormal. Irish Whiskey 77. Kelly Reynolds, YT, PSPR, Pusha Studios, Retrospect Reviews, Stacy Morgan, and TWG7.
Do you have your glasses in? Your eyes
I do, okay. But I couldn't
saw
quite.
That from over
really?
here.
Retrospect Review. I needed one capital letter in the middle of that, and I think I would have been okay.
That's okay.
And I'm sure my mother is watching out there too. We talked earlier about how she was going to come on see us twice today.
Okay.
So Annette
all right,
was out
so
though.
Get to know each other if you don't know each other, and we will keep an eye on the chat if you pop in and say hello. Welcome everybody who's here right now. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate
Joanne
it.
Reagan is here. And it is Clint's birthday today.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Let's sing him happy birthday real quick. Get all right. Ready? And a 1 and a 2 and a... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Clint. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday, buddy. Yes. Alrighty. So, hey, we are giving away from last week
a little bit of
Lizzie Borden house dust. These are the people who actually sent the email in. And guys, stay tuned. Wait till you see what we're giving away for next week for this show. All right. Which I think, while I'm doing this, let's go see if I shut off the heat press before we burn down the garage. All right. So these are the people that sent in the email or subscribed to be Parapeeps since last week, and they are entered to win it. So we got Irish Whiskey 77, Dover Paranormal Crypt 6, Joker from Creator Alliance, John Luke, I think it's John Luke 40. All right, so those who have entered, we're going to give this away right now. Let's do that. Bring up the name picker.
Look good, dear.
Here we go. Did
good?
You were. Okay.
You were.
Here we go. Dover Paranormal, you just won a piece of the Lizzie Borden house.
Ooh.
If we do not have your address, actually, if you could just shoot us an email, if you remember, and give us your address, and we will ship that out to you. If we don't get it, I will email you, because I have your email since you entered to win it.
That's right. So
congratulations. You actually have
a little piece of Lizzie
Borden's house coming to you.
Yes.
All right. Let me get back here. So let's talk about Parapeeps, and we need to do this week. We got to get caught up on these certificates. So where is my screen? Computer slides. There we go. How can you become a certified Parapeep? Basically, all you got to do is subscribe to our channel. If you already did that, I've already asked a couple times. And hit the bell, like a video, leave a comment. If you're chatting in our chat, you are already doing that. Okay, tell a friend, whatever. Take a screenshot of that and email that over to PANICdVideos@gmail.com.
Yes.
And we'll send you back a certificate once we get caught up. We'll send you back a certificate once we get caught up. That looks something like this, but it'll have your name on it. So on that email, say, hey, I want my YouTube channel, or I want my Twitter name, or whatever you want. We'll put it on there. If you're on Twitter, please include that, because I'll tweet it out as well. And you become a official certified Parapeep.
That's right.
Now what that means is when we go to give something away, you don't have to send proof that you've already subscribed to our channel. We already have it. You say, hey, I'm a certified Parapeep, or attach your certificate or something like that.
Yeah, all you have to do is just send the normal email with a hashtag for the week, and you're in.
Which, by the way, what are we giving away next week? Okay, for those of you who caught Marianne's recipe videos, in the chat, if you've seen any of Marianne's recipe videos, let us know in the chat.
By the way, Sid Harth has joined us, and also Unapologetically Gomez. I always want to say gnomes for that one. I don't know why.
The last recipe video that we did was Lizzie Borden's meatloaf.
That's right.
But if you notice on those videos, or even on the, well, not the last one, but on most of the haunted history recipes, Marianne is wearing a apron that's kind of interesting. We have a new product, new merch that we came up with probably about 40 minutes ago.
Well, we've been planning it for a few weeks.
We've been planning it, but we had to hurry up and get it done in between watching live streams and chatting and talking to everybody and helping Michael Farrer Jr. get over 1,000. This is what we came up with. So next week, you can actually win your very own Our Haunted Travels apron.
So now when you make some of those haunted recipes, you can wear your own Our Haunted Travels apron.
There you go. There you go. We
It's
didn't
not
put
quite
haunted. We didn't put haunted history. What is it? Haunted history recipe.
Yeah, I thought about putting it above it, but then I'm like, I don't know.
That's good enough.
Yeah. So anyhow.
All right. So if you would like to win this apron next week on our live show, what do you got to do? What do you got to do? What do you got to do?
Ooh, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be popular.
Basically, you just have to send us an email with proof you subscribe, unless you're already a certified parapeep. Okay, to PANICdVideos@gmail.com. So it's PANICdVideos, our channel name, PANICdVideos@gmail.com. And make sure you, in the subject, you put #022. Okay, and I'm going to say that throughout the show over and over and over, because we only got 5 people last week to enter to win Lizzie Borden Dust.
I know.
And we had a lot of people on the live stream. Well, a lot for us.
I mean, a lot of them in the live stream were saying, "Oh, that's mine. I want that."
Yeah, but
then
they didn't send an email. You have to send an email because that's the way our rules are written. Have to send the email.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to win that, #022.
Right.
And now I could put this screen up.
What's this screen?
This screen.
Oh, that one.
Which I didn't fix. Let me see if I can fix this.
All right. So, by the way, Joanne and Pusha Studios are all saying they want them, and Joanne says she's going to stalk us by text message. And T-Town Mary Ellen has joined us as well.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes. All right.
All right, so there's something wrong with this graphic,
What's
but
wrong
we'll just deal with it.
What's wrong
it's
with
actually
the graphic?
too big, or something's wrong with it. It doesn't fit on the videos. I saw it on the playback, so I'll have to play with this later. I keep forgetting about it. All right, where are we at? Okay, we did that. All right. Last week we did a collab, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But if anybody ever wants to collab with us, we could figure out some way to collab.
That's right.
Whether you're in the paranormal, not in the paranormal, whatever, get a hold of us on Twitter, and, let's see if we can make it happen. So basically just send us a tweet to @PANICDatabase and say, hey, I would like to do a collab video with you guys because you guys are awesome and you roll. No, I'm just saying. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We like doing collab videos. It's really a lot of fun. Which last week we did do a collab video.
We did.
And
yes,
that was quite cool. And if you guys didn't catch it, check this out, guys. Check this out. This is literally on its way to us.
Yes.
We purchased this.
We did purchase it.
Crip 6 did a live stream where he painted this when we released our video Tuesday, right? No, Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. And he went live at the same time and painted that, and we procured it. It is on its way.
Yes.
A link to his video is actually down in this description where you can check it out where he painted that live.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think this very well might be the first original piece of art that I've actually purchased.
Really?
Yes. I bought reprints of things, and my sister's done some art that she's given me as gifts. But I think this might be the very first piece of art that I've actually purchased.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So it's going to hang here in the studio.
That's right.
All right. Are you ready, dear, for your segment?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Hey, folks, it's time for Mary Ann's eBay update.
So basically today I have a early bottle from embalming fluid. Yes, this is from the Embalmers Supply Company in Connecticut, in Westport, Connecticut. I actually didn't get it there.
Yeah, that wasn't purchased on eBay.
This wasn't purchased on eBay. This one here, actually, I purchased off of someone who won it on one of our bus tours that we took.
It was a bidding. It was
a little bidding war
to get it.
Yes.
The bus driver.
The bus driver won it.
Won it on one of our tours, and
I
bought it from
said,
him.
"So how much do you want for it?" And
like,
he gave me a number.
It's a bottle.
And I said, "Okay." He thought I would never do it, but I did. So today I have my embalming fluid bottle.
So there we go. That's part of the collection. What's the date of that?
You know what? I don't even know that the date's on here.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sure it is somewhere, but
it doesn't matter.
It's from Westport, Connecticut, though. I mean, I'll look up as you guys work today in the stream. I'll see if I can see anything on here anywhere that has a date of any kind.
Okay.
But I don't think so.
All right, so I want to give another shout out to, and I always mess this up. Can you scroll down? I think it's Art Morbid. Art Morbid.
Oh, you want me to do this one?
Yeah.
This one.
How do you pronounce that?
So Art's Morbid.
Art's Morbid. Okay. So if you guys recall, it was the was the 1st of July? Yeah, so it was the end of June.
Yeah.
We received a postcard. Okay. This postcard.
Mm-hmm.
That came from Chicago. Okay. This came from the Englewood Post Office. Mary Ann was so upset that, she had a postcard all filled out and everything, but when she actually went to the post office on the tour, they were closed. So for those of you who don't know or don't remember, the Englewood Post Office in Chicago is the property where H.H. Holmes' murder castle was. So this is kind of significant for our collection, so to speak. So I got a hold of Art Morbid. And asked him if he would go to the post office, because he's there in Chicago, and mail a postcard to surprise Mary Ann for our anniversary. And he did, very generously. And in fact, he put out a video, and I didn't realize this until he put out a video. It was a 1 hour one way for him to go and do that for us. And I really do appreciate it. I put a link to the video. He made a video. It just came out this week. I don't know exactly what day. Of him traveling down there to mail this postcard. So when you watch that video and you see this postcard in his hand, it's this one right here, folks. It's that postcard. So huge shout out to him for doing that, and we really appreciate it. And please go check out that video and check out his channel. That was very awesome of him to do that.
Yes.
Appreciate it very much. Big smiles on Mary Ann's face.
I know. I was like, did this really come from that one? Because the one that I sent, ended up from the Congress Hotel. But I had written out the postcard as if I was sending it to myself from the Englewood Post Office. And then when it had to come from the Congress Hotel, which was also a haunted location.
Right.
But
it wasn't
H.H. Holmes. Yeah. And so he got in touch with Art Morbid in Chicago, and he got me one from the real place.
It's very cool that our community can do things like that, and our community could come together. Now, just not that long ago in Pusher Studios, the community came together. We were talking about this at noon when we were live, about Michael Farrow Jr.'s channel, trying to get him up over 1,000, and then Inspired John went live with a campaign to do it, and then Pusher Studios went live, and we did it. We all come together and pushed him over 1,000. That is awesome.
Yeah,
What did they say? What was it?
I think it was 964 when Pusha Studios started, and they got him over 1,000 by the end of their stream.
Yeah. That's
but
awesome.
I don't remember what it was when Inspired John started his version of that portion. And I know he was talking about it this morning on his live stream, saying, Monica's gonna, have to do this, but if we don't get it done by the end of today, it's gonna have to wait until next week for her to do it because she has to go to work throughout the week. Yeah. And so it was a big push to make sure she's on there tomorrow.
Everyone come together, made it happen. That's awesome, and it's well deserved.
Yes,
I don't know why he wasn't over 1,000
yeah.
to begin with, because he's helped so many people. And like I've been saying, we hit 1,000 on his live stream, and then he got to hit 1,000 on Pusha Studios live stream. That's just awesome. That is a big thing for those of you who aren't YouTube creators. We have some that's watching us. Hitting the first 100 is hard, but breaking 1,000 is like, that's the threshold you got to be at to be monetized, and that's just awesome. Yeah. All right, so we want to talk about Travel Boris here a little bit. He's out traveling. Well, he was out traveling.
He's home now. He's home now. No, well, not home. He's on a little vacation stay at Grandma's house.
Grandma's?
Yes, he's at Grandma's house.
He's not.
No, Aunt Joanne. Aunt Joanne dropped him off at Grandma's house, and Grandma's watching him now.
He did go traveling.
He did go traveling. Yes.
And he made it up to Niagara Falls. We have some pictures.
Yes.
Of Travel Boris. He made it up to Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool shot. I love that shot, by the way. He's just kind of chilling there.
He had a big summer.
Yeah.
Gettysburg, Niagara Falls.
Yeah, and that piece, if you go back just 1 second, can you go back? That piece right there, up sort of above his head, that thing that looks like a tower with that T coming off of it. My sister, she actually walked out to the tip of that over the falls. She was so proud of herself because she's really kind of afraid of heights. Always has been.
That's very cool.
It was really cool. She did walk all the way out there.
Yeah, these are some cool shots.
Look at that. He's climbing BB 113.
Take the boat out. That one's kind of cool too. Him sitting in that.
Yeah, that was awesome too.
Book there.
She did pick some really good places to take little Boris. So, thank you very much.
So he's made it to Canada.
Yes. Yeah. Well, she stayed on the American side.
She stayed on the American side.
Yeah, she stayed on the American side because somebody stole her identity not too long ago, and she was afraid that she wouldn't make it back over the border.
He made it within sight distance of Canada.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so hey, if you want to win that apron again, you want to hold it up?
Sure, yes. The Haunted Travels cooking apron.
And by the way, if you want to see Lizzie Borden's meatloaf, I didn't get a chance to actually do Marianne's video justice. I got to figure out how I'm going to do this because I didn't even promote it. It's all of our views and everything are based off of the YouTube subscription. So I don't think I tweeted it out or put it out there on other places too. But hey, if you want to see it. And you want to talk about that? It actually wasn't bad. The boiled meatloaf wasn't that bad.
It tasted kind of like the other one.
What did you say? It tasted like meatballs. I thought it tasted like meatball.
Yeah, like meatballs without the sauce. Like you didn't put the sauce on the meatball.
Yeah, and we tasted like. Is it all gone?
We have enough for probably one more sandwich.
Well, we had a sandwich for lunch today. It was actually pretty tasty.
Yeah.
So, hey, give it a shot. And I don't even think I put the recipe in the video yet. I think it says coming soon. I'll be doing that. I know, when we're done, I'll put it in there.
I want my recipe in there. No.
I'll put it in there. When we're done. But if you want to win this apron, like what Marianne, are you changing over? Or are you going to start wearing this one now?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I mean, the other one is kind of the signature for the videos, but this one has our name, so I don't know. So Colorado Martina wants to know where we had this made. Actually, in our garage.
We made it today. And we actually make our own merch, our own T-shirts and stuff. We have a company we're the company.
And Irish Whiskey wants to know if it will be autographed. Irish Whiskey, if you win it, I will autograph it for you.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yes.
You can autograph it. Sure. Or she can autograph it. We'll have her autograph it because that's her series.
Yeah. Joanne says, might I suggest pot holders? And I do have those ones, and I have the link that I could put up for where we got them, the ones that I use in the videos. But I guess we could always buy a pot holder and maybe stick something on it.
As long as I could put it on the heat press, we can make it happen. All right, so if you'd like to win this apron, Just send an email with proof of subscription to PANICdVideos@gmail.com. #022.
Yes.
And you could win that next week.
That's
when
right.
we draw your name.
Yeah. And by the way, Joanne said that Boris did make it to Canada while on the boat. So it must have been when they were on maybe like Maine of the Mist.
So it was
or
on a boat.
something like that.
I thought you tied a string to him and just threw him
Threw
over
him
there
over and
back.
grabbed him back. Oh, goodness.
Okay. I think that's housekeeping. I think we're done. I think we're ready to start
All
talking.
right.
Do we have any questions or anything in chat?
Joanne said that thing I was trying to describe so bad was the observation deck. And they were excited over everybody working together to get Michael over his 1,000.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Yes, it was. Very deserving. And Colorado Martini says you're famous. So I don't know that I'm really that famous, but in maybe bottle cap size.
All right, so we're going to talk about today in this live. I can't believe we've been streaming for 26 minutes already.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was shorter.
Wow, we got that done quick.
Yeah, but it was shorter than it usually is. So
by 4 minutes. Anyways, we're talking about Lizzie's life after the trial.
Yes.
So the trial, the outcome of the trial.
Get acquitted.
There were how many men on the jury?
12.
12 men on the jury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was unanimous.
Mm-hmm.
Acquittal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the idea is that it actually took them 10 minutes to make the decision, and then they waited so that it seemed like they were, really deliberating, but they actually had really planned it out. And within 90 minutes, they had come out. She had been, they came out. They said, "Okay, you're acquitted," and she was leaving the courthouse. So
before we get rolling with this, I also want to talk about Thursday night. Thursday night, we're doing a live stream at 9 p.m. where I am going to interview Lizzie Borden live. What?
I'm sorry. Joanne said the funniest part of Boris's trip was him sitting in the haunted lock in Lockport on the boat, and a lady freaked out when she saw him because she thought he was a tiny baby ghost.
Nice.
Boris the ghost.
Nice. So Thursday night, 9 p.m., we're going to do a live stream interviewing Lizzie Borden live.
I don't know how you're going to.
So,
you're going to be interviewing
I'm going to be
her.
interviewing
I'm not going to be
Lizzie
here.
Borden.
You're going to be interviewing Lizzie Borden.
Yes. So you guys could come on. We can ask questions of Lizzie Borden. That's going to be interesting. So if you ever wondered what happened to her after this was all done, well, the first thing is her and her sister went back to the 2nd Street house, the house where the crime was committed and everything
correct.
took place. But they weren't there for very long. Once all the financial stuff was taken care of and they inherited the money, they purchased a home on French Street.
Oh, yes. At the time, it was 7 French Street. It has now since been changed to 306.
So the time frame there in between the two was the acquittal was on June 2nd, and they purchased a home on August 10th. June 20th.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I read it wrong.
I was going
to be corrected.
Yeah. I'm like, well, the trial only started on June 1st, but okay.
Yeah. June 20th.
Or June 2nd.
June 20th.
June 5th. The trial started on June 5th. She died on June 1st.
June 20th was the acquittal.
Yes.
We agree on this?
Yes.
That's an agreement. On August 10th, they purchased the house on French Street.
Yes.
Which, at first, it wasn't named Maplecroft. They named it Maplecroft. They started referring to it as Maplecroft later.
Yes. In fact, there's reports that it wasn't until after Emma actually moved out in 1905 when Lizzie started calling it that. And in 1909, she had the Maplecroft carved into the front step. So
she had it carved into the original step, or had the step replaced? We don't know.
I don't think she had it replaced. It was only 5 years old when she bought it.
I just find it interesting that on June 20th was the acquittal, and August 10th they bought the house.
Mm-hmm.
that's not even a, you know,
It's just
it's not
over
even a month.
It's
not
just
even
over a
30.
month.
You can't buy a house nowadays in 30 days.
Well, yeah.
You know, just a
Yeah,
whole.
it was just over a month. It was about 5 weeks or so.
Um,
And they moved in September.
Okay.
So they did a little bit of
did some renovations.
changes before they got there. Had some loose ends to tie up, you know.
Do you know the specs off the top of your head of Maplecroft? We didn't do the history. Was it
Do I
8
know?
bedrooms,
Well,
3 baths?
yeah,
something
there's
like that?
8 bedrooms in there. Lizzie and Emma had 2 bedrooms each. They would have a summer bedroom and a winter bedroom each while they were there. And there's 3.5 baths. There's a parlor, a kitchen. There's the grand staircase. Currently, there is still the wallpaper that Lizzie picked out herself in the dining room. The one that Lizzie picked is
It's
still
still
there.
in the dining room.
It's still in the dining room. Yeah. The plans are that that's going to remain. They're going to try their hardest to keep that because, of course, that was Lizzie's. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the date? When was the Chicago World's Fair? Because she did go there in 1893.
October 1893.
Okay, so in October she went to the World's Fair with a few friends.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there was some thoughts that, again, she had won the tickets, and then she kind of said, her lawyers kind of advised her no. Apparently it was a joke in town, like everybody was like putting her name in to win this ticket.
Really?
And so then like
That was a joke?
she won it, and her lawyers said no, you should decline. But she did end up going to the World's Fair herself. She had plenty of money. She could afford the ticket herself. So she did go back there not that long after she moved into Maplecroft.
Okay, so in 1894, so this would have been after the World's Fair, they got back and everything. In 1894, Lizzie and her sister ordered a 10-foot tall monument and 4 grave markers for the family plot in Fall River's Oak Grove Cemetery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that a little bit this week.
Yeah, this week we're talking about the family plot and the cemetery itself. And the cost back then was over $2,000. So that's quite expensive. Now, the 4 markers, I think that is incorrect because there's 5 markers there.
Let's see. They bought the big monument.
Their mother, the father,
mom, dad, stepmom, and sister. So there was the 4 grave markers and the big monument, and then eventually they had their markers put in later.
So how many markers are there?
In that particular little spot, there would be 6, plus the monument.
Abby, Andrew,
Sarah, baby. Alice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Lizzie and Emma.
So they bought 4. Well, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They bought 4, and then their 2 they bought later.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they did have a baby sister that didn't make it. She died younger.
She was like a year or 2 when she died. She was just a small child. Her name was Alice.
And their mother's actually buried there with them too.
Yes. So mom and stepmom are there.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do we got going on in the chat?
They're just saying, seriously, who needs 2 bedrooms? I said, Lizzie, of course. And Joanne's talking about how she thinks that her uncle killed their parents because he was having an affair with the stepmom. To cover up his actions, he gave the girls a decent chunk of change. Another one. So, yeah. The theories still fly.
So I made a statement in one of our videos or live streams or something like that where I said something like, why didn't the girls do anything to look for the killer if it wasn't them? You know, and then we found there was an actual bounty that they put out.
Yeah, they put $5,000 out. I've only been able to find replica versions of it. I've not been able to see an original document of the reward poster, but they had a reward of $5,000 for finding the killer. And supposedly Lizzie had an idea of who that killer might be, but she never said who it was. But she said she had her theory.
Did she carry around a mirror? I have a theory. But anyways, after the trial, the Providence Journal and other newspapers urged Fall River police to renew the investigation into the Borden murders.
Yeah, but they wouldn't.
Where is the assassin? Asked the Journal in June 21 headline. They never did open it up.
No, they never looked for anyone else. After she was acquitted, that was kind of the end of it. They never looked for anyone else. Some people say that, they closed the case at that point. They said they knew that they had picked the right person, and that's just the way it was. However, it is still listed as an open case, so they couldn't have really closed it unless they reopened it.
It's unsolved.
Yes.
They just didn't investigate any further.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically how it remained. And then
And
we
still
talked
does.
about her being made fun of and everything in that other video throughout her life living there in Maplecroft. But this is something interesting too. Edward H. Porter, a reporter for the Fall River Daily Globe, released a book, and I think this was wasn't this a year after the acquittal?
I'm sorry, which one?
The Fall River Tragedy, A History of the Borden Murders.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so he released this book, and it was basically naming Lizzie guilty and why, and they were selling this book for $1.50 a copy.
Yeah.
And
you can get it, by the way, right now on Amazon for $49.95.
Tell me we have this book.
I keep on looking at it and saying, I don't know, maybe. It's one of those ones that I'm like, I kind of want one, but I kind of...
Well, it's a reprint, because the
I want
original
the
ones
originals.
that came out, the Borden sisters bought them all and destroyed
as
them.
many as they could find.
Yes.
And destroyed them, yeah.
Yeah. So it says here, Lizzie pulled down the shades of her carriage and avoided local stores. So
yeah,
she must
because
have went
everywhere
shopping
she
and stuff
went,
outside of Fall River.
Everywhere she went, people, she was acquitted in the court system, but she was listed as guilty in the eye of the public. Most people in the Fall River area believed her to have been guilty, and they're like, I can't believe that Lizzie got away with this, and so they were angry because she got away with murder. And so anytime she would go into a store, they would watch her like a hawk. I mean, she was accused of killing people, but she was also a known thief, So
known kleptomaniac.
Yeah, so there was a lot of watching of her. Some of the shops just refused to like be open for her. They would close up so that she wouldn't come in their store. But she still wanted to stay there in Fall River, though.
Yeah, she did break friends with her childhood friends that she knew forever. Alice Russell, Elizabeth Johnson.
Yeah.
These were friends with her, and they kind of turned against her during the trial. And
well, we know that, of course, Alice, she stayed with her the day of the murders.
Yeah.
But 3 days after the murder, she sees Lizzie burning a dress, and she's like, that doesn't seem right. And eventually she even tells the police this, and she speaks against Lizzie during her trial for that very purpose of burning that dress. And that just didn't sit well with, Lizzie and her. After that point, they were done.
It says here she was snubbed by the Christian Endeavor Society.
Remember,
at one time she was the treasurer and secretary of that society, and they eventually turned her back.
And the Sunday school teacher.
Yeah.
And people, they didn't like her anymore because they thought she got away with murder. And so even just going to regular church, she would quit going to church several years later, just simply because she couldn't take that everybody snubbed her. People would literally get up and move away from her seats in the church. They didn't want to be associated with her. The men wouldn't talk to her, wouldn't date her, whatever. Not that she probably cared much about that, but, it happened and she was outcast. What are you looking at? Are you looking at the chat?
I was looking at the chat. I see it scrolling by over there.
Oh, okay.
I think everybody's just talking to each other. That's cool. Get to know each other.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
I know that they were asking some things about the movies about her, and was there a TV movie made about the murders too? Yes, there's been so many movies made up about the Lizzie Borden murders. There were cinematic movies, there were TV movies. There have been plenty of
I forgot that
documentaries.
Word again. The ones you got to watch for are the ones that are
fictional.
Yeah, they use historical stuff, but they're not true.
Historical
like the Lizzie,
fiction.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
The Lizzie Borden Chronicles are not.
Right. They're
based
like,
on it, but they're not true.
Yeah, there's like 3 things, I swear, in the Lizzie Borden Chronicles that are actually true.
Yeah.
I mean, don't quote me on the number, but it's just there's so few things in there that are accurate, but they play awesome roles in that.
The one movie or documentary, it's a movie. That is closest to the actual trial transcript is the one with
Elizabeth
Montgomery. Yeah. That one is pretty close, within 90% of the transcript, and but the other ones, they play off it in different theories that people have and things like that. So. And we talked about this too in the other video, but on May 6th, 1899, 6 years, this is 6 years after the acquittal, Lizzie told Patrolman John Daly that boys and girls had been throwing gravel at her windows.
Yeah, they just
so that's 6 years after the acquittal. And here's another one. 3 years after that, children trampled her lawn through rotten eggs at her house and rang her doorbell at night. So that's almost 10 years after this acquittal. She stayed there and was still putting up with this stuff.
She did stay there for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
But the kids would torment her, and she would try very hard to be friendly to them. She would bake them cookies and try to, give those out. And some of the people who she did stay friends with, around town, she would, send cards to their children and, sign it Auntie Lizzie and all that kind of stuff. So she was trying to still fit in, but she wasn't going to push herself out there too much. But the kids, you know how cruel kids can be. Right?
Yeah. So here's another report from Hilda Gifford, the daughter of the Fall River jeweler that lived nearby. On Halloween, she and her friends would draw straws. The loser had to ring Lizzie's doorbell. Yeah. Which one's going to go up there to that? Okay. And they also recited the well-known ditty about Lizzie.
Yeah, remember that started as 20 wax and 21 wax, and we have upped the ante. If you haven't seen that video clip, I like
Which,
that
by
one.
the way, folks, next week we are going to do Lizzie Borden trivia.
Ooh.
So, if you want to study, check out our videos. Take some notes. And you could be playing for bragging rights.
There you go.
Who's our last king? Was it Richard? King Richard, Ghostbusters trivia.
It might be King
I think.
Richard. It might be Richard.
Yeah,
I'd have to look on that paper back there.
Okay.
But they weren't nice to poor Lizzie.
Okay, so by 1900, Fall River had changed. No longer was it the city of Lizzie's youth. It was now the largest cotton manufacturing center in America.
And you think about cotton being more of a southern thing. This is up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So they would grow it all down south then and take it to Massachusetts for manufacturing.
City boasted nearly 105,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the time in 1905. Is that when they kind of broke up their ways, 1905?
Yeah, so in 1905, Emma, for some reason, which she would refuse to disclose through the remainder of her life, moves out of Maplecroft. She goes to Providence, then eventually she goes, I think it's to New Hampshire. But she leaves and she does not come back. She does not have communications with Lizzie for the remainder of her years.
So unapologetic Gomez says Elizabeth Montgomery was the legend of Lizzie Borden, 1975. Yeah.
Yes,
that's
the one.
And actually, in the room that we stayed in, Abby's
green
bedroom,
dress.
the green dress that she wore is actually hanging in there.
In the John Morse room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Abby was killed.
They actually, they probably bought it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. We do have a couple other people in the room that have come in, by the way. Hi, Skippy0411 and the Army Gamer. I know that I haven't mentioned hello to them. Irish Reaper is in the room. So just in case I've missed some others, just
hello.
Say hello again, but I did want to make sure that I mentioned you and said hello. Pusha Studios is having burgers with corn on the cob and coleslaw for dinner.
Oh, burgers.
I thought maybe
corn
she'd have Lizzie meatloaf. But
email me some of that, will you? That sounds good.
Email it. Oh my goodness, you're so funny.
All right, so in 1905, when this thing broke up, did you say she changed her name to Elizabeth?
I did not.
Yeah, she changed her name legally to Lizbeth.
Now, yeah, that's kind of something that some people say she legally did it. Some people say she did not legally do it, and that's why she had to or did sign all of her legal documents
folks,
after
she'll correct
that.
Me if I'm wrong.
As both Lizzie Andrew Borden and Lizbeth Borden.
So then she legally didn't change.
So she would sign all official documents both ways. The idea for it being official really comes from the fact that in 1905, in the city telephone directory, her name first shows up as Lizbeth Borden. So that was kind of the first time people were seeing that. Some people said it was in 1897 when she supposedly stole a painting from Tilden Thurber. But he said, "Oh, I won't give you up to the police if you do this for me." And she's like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And he said, "I want you to sign a confession that you killed your parents." And supposedly she signs this confession. So there's a Lizzie Borden confession to the murders out there somewhere. But most people say that she did not sign that it was a forgery. But that supposedly had Lizbeth on it instead of Lizzie. So interesting.
So that's a rumor.
That is a rumor. That is a rumor. We don't know if it's true. No one is really, at least in the latest 100 years or so, has ever seen this supposed confession document, but it is a rumor that it's out there. But she did change her name to Lizbeth, and that is what is on her tomb, marker, her grave marker. And there's also some question as to whether she changed her middle name as well, because her middle name was Andrew after her father. So she was Lizzie Andrew Borden. On her grave markers and things, it's Lizbeth Andrews with an S. So they're not sure whether or not that was accidental or whether that was part of her name change.
Lizbeth Andrews.
Yes, so changing it from Andrew to Andrews.
I wonder if she was trying to drop the Borden. Lizbeth Andrews.
Right, yeah. And in fact, when she got sick, in 1926 and checked herself into the hospital, she did not go into the hospital by Lizzie Borden or Lizbeth Borden. She went by, I think it was Mary Borden.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in 1905, this was a pinnacle year. Can we get through 1905?
Oh, sure.
I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So her and Emma kind of got into something, and Emma moved away, and that's when she started calling the house Maplecroft. Changed her name, but she became real good friends with Nance O'Neill that year too.
Yeah.
So there's speculation that Emma wasn't too happy with the parties going on.
She was not keen with that at all.
Or the social life, or how Lizzie was living her life with Nance O'Neill, if you believe that theory, and that kind of stuff. And that's what drove Emma away.
Yeah, so
who really knows for sure?
Back then, the people who were female actresses were not quite looked at very nicely. And the fact that Lizzie was hanging out with this Nance O'Neill, who was this very famous actress at the time, who played some interesting roles, and then brings her and all of her friends from New York to Maplecroft to party all the time. She just like, I don't approve. I don't like this. Emma was very much like her father in the way that she felt about spending money and things of extravagance in your social life. She was not real big in that. Not that she was as bad as her father. Like, she was good with having electricity. She was good with having a toilet, but she wasn't happy with all the spending sprees that Lizzie would have, from everything that I've read. So she was not happy there, and she decided this is time.
Well, there is a quote from O'Neill, which, by the way, if you do historical research, you're always looking for quotes from people, and that kind of gives you a little bit of profile into the, personality of the characters that you're researching. So O'Neill described Lizzie as a lonely, attractive, and exceedingly well-read conversant with the best literature, along with her intellectual I can't say that word, intellectual qualities. She combined kindness and thought for others and a great fondness for animals. So that's how she's described Lizzie.
Yeah, and that was Nance, and their relationship lasted for about 2 years, and then after that, I don't know which one of them got tired of the other one, but they did sort of part ways as well.
Okay, so yeah, you just said that. After 2 years, the relationship ended. Okay, so Lizzie's sister moved out. Oh, this is interesting. When Lizzie's sister Emma moved out, under the new agreement, Lisbeth... Oh,
you like that.
Yeah. Lisbeth paid Emma $150 every 6 months for use and occupation of Maplecroft. So the house was owned by both of them.
That is correct.
So she basically paid her rent to live there. Yeah.
Since she wasn't utilizing the house, she was still going to get something out of it, though.
Are you watching chat?
Whose decision that was, I'm not 100% sure.
Halos and Humans, goodbye.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by.
So yeah, we're not real 100% sure how that decision came to be, but yeah, she would actually send her money every 6 months.
Watch chat.
I can see it.
Something just popped up.
I don't see anything new and exciting. Oh, Army Gamer's gonna head out. Thank you for stopping by.
Okay.
But that's all that.
So Lizzie did do some traveling. It's documented she went to Washington, D.C. and
New York,
different places. Always stayed first class.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sent birthday cards. You already said that.
She did have some live-in people.
Yeah, she hired chauffeurs, live-in maids. She did own a couple automobiles, actually.
Yeah, the new owners of Maplecroft are actually in the process of trying to find a car that would be matched to the one that she had at the house to keep in the carriage house, which would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. In the wintertime, she always visited her father's gravesite, which is not far. Now, the Maplecroft house is about 1.5 miles, if that, from the 2nd Street house, and then about another mile around the corner is the cemetery. So she would always visit her father's grave, and in the wintertime, she would have a guy named Terrence Lomax and his men shovel a path to the plot so that she could just drive up and walk up to the plot.
Yeah, so. And if she killed her father, Do you think she would go
Yeah.
to visit him all the time? I don't know. Was she going there in remorse? Or was she going there because she truly missed her daddy? Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know.
Anyways, her health began to fail in the early 1926. So
Yeah, so she had some gallbladder issues in 1926. And unlike today, where you just go in and get zapped and, you're pretty much out that same day most of the time with the surgery now, that was not the case even like 40 years ago, So imagine having gallbladder issues back in the, early 1900s. She was not doing well after that. She never really fully recovered. And was sickly pretty much the rest of her life. But like I said, when she was checking in to the hospital, she checked in supposedly under the name Mary Smith Borden. So.
Yeah. So.
She wasn't exactly the best patient either. They say she was a troublesome patient.
Troublesome patient.
Yeah.
During her life, she did amass quite a amount of money. I mean, it wasn't just the money that she inherited. So Andrew Borden was worth roughly about $320,000 back then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which I calculated, what was that, $7.4 million
So that's it.
in 2018. So she got half of that after paying off, all that expenses and everything like that. But when she passed away in 1927, her net worth was around $310,000.
And Emma had half of that estate as well.
Yeah.
And so hers was supposedly just over what Lizzie had.
Yeah, just a little bit more. But Lizzie Borden's book collection alone was valued at over $1,100 in 1927. So
yeah. So she was very much avid reader.
Very wealthy.
Loved it.
Even with her spending habits,
Mm-hmm.
they had investments and stocks, and their father's business kept going and that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and if you go to the Lizzie Borden house now, you can still go up into the Lizzie Borden bedroom and see some of Lizzie Borden's actual own books. They still have some of them, and they're in plastic. So if you go there and you look at the bookshelf in her bedroom, any of the ones that are wrapped in plastic are actually physically hers, and they have her own signature inside the front covers of each of those.
okay, so Sid Harth is asking, do spirits still haunting the place still? Yes. If you caught our video that came out Tuesday, which was about Maplecroft, in there we talked about just recently, it's the early spring of this year, the new owners of Maplecroft brought in a medium. And that video talked about the vision that he had of a party that goes on, and he sensed that Lizzie was still there at Maplecroft. I think she visits both places. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure if there is a residual haunting of her, she would definitely visit multiple locations. The 2nd Street home, clearly the Maplecroft, which she loved. She wanted to be there more than she wanted to be up on the hill. Yeah. Her whole life, she wanted to be up on the hill.
Well, her friends
she
were there.
got to be up on the hill, and
Yeah.
she's like, I'm staying here. I don't care that you guys are all such horrible, evil people to me. I am staying here because this is where I wanted to be, and I can see her, wanting to come back there.
Yeah. So one thing that I did read that was it was really sad. Well, I guess I don't blame her. But in her will, when she passed away, she left money to an animal rescue league, and left some money to Emma and different things like that. But in her will, she said she absolutely did not want anybody at her funeral. And there was nobody at her funeral.
Well, her funeral was, the wake was in Maplecroft. It was in the parlor in Maplecroft, and there was just, very few people that were there. just kind of her live-in
nobody
people
from
and so
town.
forth, but no one from town.
Nobody from town. They
And
didn't want
then
she didn't want anybody from
off
town
to
at
the
her funeral.
cemetery. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Thanks
So
for the
she did
correction.
Yeah, that's okay. You know how I have to make everything just slightly more clarified, dear.
So she died on
June 1st.
June 1st of 1927,
Mm-hmm.
and 9 days later, Emma died in Newmarket, New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from 1905 to 1927, they didn't talk to each other.
Right.
At all.
Yeah. Which
And
is
then,
sad because they were so close before that.
Yeah,
I
very
mean,
close.
Emma was like a mother to her. You know, and Emma, after she had left and closer to her death, it was more, maybe like 15 years or so after she had left, she was reported as having said that, she promised her mother on her mother's deathbed that she would always take care of baby Lizzie. And so she took it upon herself to do that for so long, and then just poof.
Yeah. All right, so it went away. Irish Whiskey 77. Where does Lizzie haunt today? Actually, she's been reported at all 3 locations that we are covering. At the 2nd Street house, which is the house where the murders took place.
Mm-hmm.
At Maplecroft, and at the cemetery.
Yes.
Now, are they residual haunts? Are they intelligent haunts? I think a lot of it's residual with what went down. But also, her spirit could be bouncing around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or she's coming back to Maplecroft.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. So
Yeah.
there are reports of her at all 3 different locations.
Yes.
The 2nd Street house mainly has Andrew Borden
Mm-hmm.
at that house.
Yeah, and he loved that house, so I can see that.
Oh, sorry about that, Creators Alliance. I hate when that happens. That happens to me too sometimes. I get really frustrated when you're trying to watch a stream and the internet's not working with you.
Yes, that's.
Which, by the way, could you pause that?
Can I pause that? Why?
Pause your video.
Why?
Because.
I never do. I always stream it so that I can see if it's working.
Oh, okay.
So, in both her, Lizzie's and Emma's wills, by the way, they left money for the upkeep of the Borden plot at the cemetery. Lizzie's was, I believe, specifically for her father's grave. But Emma's was for the monument and things like that. So,
yeah, there's a fund.
There is
to take care of
and
that.
And it's
and
kind
we'll be
of a
covering
good
that
thing.
in our videos this week.
Yeah, it's kind of a good thing though, because there have been several times when the monument has been defaced.
Yeah. So if you guys want a chance to win
This week's giveaway?
This week's giveaway, which we'll give away next week. There you go. Send an email. You have to have that subject. #022.
Yeah, so send an email to PANICdVideos@gmail.com with the subject line #022 so you can try to get one of these nifty little new aprons.
Yeah, so this ties into Mary Ann's haunted
history
recipes.
recipes. Yes, and so we just did Lizzie Borden's meatloaf this week.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, do we have any questions about Lizzie in the chat? Anything at all? Anything you want to ask her? Thursday night, folks, if you guys didn't hear me earlier, if you weren't here, Thursday night we are going live at 9 o'clock, and I will be interviewing Lizzie Borden. And if you guys join us, you can ask Lizzie questions directly.
Ooh.
Which would be kind of interesting.
So
especially if you just pop in and see how we do that. We'll see if we could stump her. See if we could get her to admit she did it. That would be interesting.
Yeah. Richard says, why would the people and kids of the town be so mean to her if they believe she brutally murdered 2 people? Wouldn't you want to be nice to her? Well, you know that old lady down on the corner, grumpy old man or on the corner or whatever, kids always screw around with them.
Yeah.
They're always those creepy people, and they're like, I dare you. And that's kind of how it was,
Yeah, let's go pick on the old lady who's been accused of killing her parents.
With a hatchet.
I'm not going to ring her bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can get, Richard, is that, kids are cruel and they want to torment each other and other people. And, I know my sister, when she was little, there was this guy on the corner. I won't mention his name, but there was this guy on the corner, and he used to be really mean. He didn't like people walking on the sidewalk in front of his house or going anywhere near his bushes or anything like that. And my sister and the next door neighbor boy, they were just horrible back to him. They made some weird concoction of like everything they found in the next door neighbor's basement and poured it on his roses and bushes and things like that. And they got back at him, but he was the mean, grumpy guy in the neighborhood, and yeah, the kids just said, I want to do it.
Paranormal Mama, hello.
Hello,
Kitten says creepy. Goodbye, Karen Summers.
Yes, nice to see you.
Tracy, you made it. Hi,
Tracy!
everyone. Made it back.
How are you? Did you get to see what we're giving away this week? It's an apron.
Our Haunted Travels apron. So basically, send us an email, PANICdVideos@gmail.com with hashtag 022, which is today's show number, 22 weeks.
That's right.
22
22
shows
weeks in a row. It's crazy.
Do we have any Lizzie questions?
What's the email address that we need to send for proof of support? It's
All right.
the same one.
I'm going to bring up the screen again, but if you watch above my head right here, it's going to show... Oh, call me a liar. It's going to pop up. It'll say PANICdVideos@gmail.com, which is basically our channel name @gmail.com. And I'll put the slide up.
Yeah,
But it's going to show up. I'm going to see if it shows up. It'll show up. I think it shows up next. I think it'll show up. No, that's Twitter.
It'll show up eventually, but it's PANICdVideos@gmail.com.
Let's see if it shows up next. There it is. PANICdVideos@gmail.com. Okay, and I'll put the screen up again. Because you have to put subject, even if you just register to be a Parapeeps, make sure you put in hashtag 022. Because I go and search for those when I set the show up.
That's correct.
Now, last week, there was some confusion, and I couldn't remember if So, anybody who put in to be a Parapeep or sent it, we put them in for the entry. I'm not going to do that anymore. You have to send the email because we're starting to get more and more emails, and it's hard to find them. So, what'd you do?
I don't know.
Refresh. I lost chat.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I
There we
lost
go.
the
It's
I
back.
lost the live show. All right, so
Hellkitten says, I swear every time I watch you on Saturday night, there's a thunderstorm. Hey, we ordered that for you. That's to make a better stream. Actually, it's pretty nice here.
yeah, it's nice here for a change.
It's a little cooler out, but I guess we're going to get hit with the heat here this coming week. It's going to be really,
Yeah, I hear
really
it's going to be in
hot.
the 90s this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do some laundry so I can have some of my polo shirts for
Oh,
work.
you want some short sleeve ones?
Yeah, I ain't wearing those long sleeve
Yeah.
shirts with 90-degree weather.
So Paranormal Mama wanted to know if Lizzie Borden really did die such a lonely person, like she's heard reported.
Yeah, she kind of did.
Kind of. She had several really close friends that she still had in the later time, and she had her live-in staff that she seemed to get along with really well. In fact, one of the guys, she gave money for repairs to his house and everything, and so, I mean, she definitely wasn't the socialite that she once was.
I think she was kind of heartbroken with the breakup between her and Emma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I think that hurt more than anything.
Emma kind of like raised her when their real mother died, passed away, until they got the stepmother. And Emma promised their real mother that she would always take care of her. So Emma was always there looking out for Lizzie and taking care of Lizzie and that kind of thing. And when that was a long time they didn't talk to each other. I think she was kind of heartbroken over that.
Yeah, and when she was real sick, Emma didn't come around or anything either. So you would think that at that time they were both getting older. It had been so long, and maybe they could bury the hatchet.
Okay, can you bury that? Jeez.
I was waiting to see if you actually reacted.
I was reading at the same time, and then I heard that.
It finally sunk in.
Okay, remind you what to do, what to become a certified. Well,
okay.
Actually, it's right here. It's right here on the scroll. So basically, you just take a screenshot that you subscribed and hit the bell. You already left a comment, and hopefully you guys hit that thumbs up. We got 32 with 16 watching, so we're probably good. Just take a screenshot and email it to PANICdVideos@gmail.com, and that's how you become a certified PRP. I think you did, Hell Kitten. I'm pretty sure you did, because you've entered a couple times to. If you do to enter it too, you become we automatically grandfather you in as a certified PRP. And I know you've been on the drawings at least 3 times.
Yes.
So Hell Kitten, you are. I need to get those caught up and get a list so we know who we are, and it's just one of those things that you never, just something else to do. Yeah, I didn't catch it at first.
I know. You were slow on the...
I'm getting a little tired. I think I might have to take a nap when we're done here.
You were a little slow on the draw, I guess.
Actually, I'm what it is okay, so we got up and we did Michael's live stream, and I was going to go. I woke you up. I wanted to go live. We almost went live like at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
We almost did. I had coffee, and then we watched Michael, and then we went live, and then we did the vinyl and all that other stuff, and then went on Push It Live, and now this, and this nice breeze is blowing through here, and I'm like, I'm an old man. I think I'm like ready for a nap. I think I had to take
Speaking of which, you become really
nap.
old this week.
Shut up. We don't want to talk about that. Half a century.
Yeah. He's gonna be...
The next time we go live, folks, I am going to be much older. Right? Yeah?
Well,
that's
not.
Wednesday.
I mean, it's only going to be a few more days older, but,
That's Wednesday. A half a century.
Yeah, I don't have anything planned for you.
Thank you. I don't want anything
I know.
planned.
You've been, like, everybody and their brother has been, like, begging me to do, like, some big thing for you. And you keep saying, no, I don't want it, no, I don't want it. So I keep telling these people, and like,
I don't.
So what if he doesn't want it? You have to have it.
So
like,
what if he doesn't want to do anything? Who cares? We're going to do it anyway. Oh, it's my birthday. I don't want to do anything. I'm going to work.
Coming home, taking a nap, probably.
Take a nap. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want to do anything. I don't feel like it.
When he was 40, I had a big party for him.
Yeah, I think that's the last party we had.
No, I think we had a couple after that. I think the Halloween party that year was the
Halloween
last one.
Party. Yeah, that was the last one we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Hell Kitten, but I don't want to talk about it. It's depressing. The big 5-0. I don't want to talk about it. I'm depressed. Grumpy old man. Yep, that's right. Just call me Walter.
Yeah, and Paranormal Mama says it's a shame that, she may not have done the crime at all and was pretty much still punished the rest of her life, which is true. I mean, if she didn't do it.
Yeah, she did live a sentence. Whether she did it or not.
Yeah, she just didn't have to do it in prison.
Yeah.
Or get hung for it.
She was quite famous. Definitely famous.
Yeah, everybody knows her.
Yeah.
Even 120 some years later, most people still know her. There's a few people who don't, but...
Which, by the way, we got some videos coming out.
We do?
Yeah, we do. We got to do the Maplecroft history video, which was supposed to come out Friday, and we missed it yesterday.
Yeah, we got a little behind with school
start.
So
that actually needs to come out tomorrow.
Okay.
And then Monday, we have scheduled the additional deaths.
At the house. Ooh.
There were additional deaths at the 2nd Street house, and this was before Andrew and
Yes, before Abby. Andrew and Abby.
Yeah.
Abby.
So we have that video. Ghost Stories and Folklore about the cemetery will be out Tuesday. Wednesday, we have a video called, I don't know what we're going to title it yet, but it's like different communications, like different notes, how it came out in the press, and then they retracted it, but they hit it on like, you know, the retraction. So how the press kind of like blew up the whole thing and kind of contributed to this. What is this? I don't remember.
What, Lizzie notes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The note.
The note.
Yeah, the note that was never found. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. And there's a thing about a Ouija board, too, that's going to be in that video that's kind of interesting. That's actually at the house.
At the house.
We're going to talk about that. And then Friday, we'll do the location video for the cemetery. And then next Saturday, or Thursday, I missed Thursday. I already said it once, but I'll say it again. Thursday, we're going live again, interviewing Lizzie Borden.
So we have 7 videos coming out this week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
We've been
Friday,
doing 7
Saturday.
videos for the past 2 weeks. Where have you been? Except for Sunday.
Yeah, but we're going to have one.
But we skipped Friday.
We skipped Friday. Yeah. It's going to be a busy week.
We've been doing 6 videos for
the Lizzie
trio. So when we're done, there'll be 18 videos in the playlist about Lizzie Borden.
Wow.
We covered her very well. Well, we will once we cover the rest of this stuff. Yeah. But
one thing we didn't really do was the actual trial, but I think a lot of people could, read that pretty much.
How do we screenshot this YouTube page? Well, it depends on what you're on. Are you doing it on a phone? If you're doing it on a phone, there's different ways to do it on an Android and an iPad. But I can give you special stuff. If you just say, yeah, I'm subscribed and you can't figure it out, then just shoot us an email saying, Sean, it was okay. Not a big deal. I've done that before. I trust you.
You're giving special dispensation,
Yeah, I trust you. If you can't figure out technology, it's okay. Windows. Okay, so there's a utility under Windows accessories called Snippet. We use that a lot. Or Snagit.
Print screen? Can't you just do print screen?
Yeah, you can do a print screen too.
Just do if you look at your keyboards, most of the keyboards now have like an FN button. And then one of your other buttons up, usually towards someplace up on the right, is another one that says screen PRTSC. And basically you just push those 2 buttons simultaneously and it takes a shot instantly of the screen.
You could paste that
and then
in
you just
email.
Paste it into your document or email.
Tracy says, I noticed the Ouija board in the picture. Yeah, that Ouija board is what we're going to talk about in that video, which is, we got an interesting little story that we know about that Ouija board. So
let's see here. Irish Whiskey says, I think there are 2, the original Lizzie's Time and a newer one. Is that the Ouija board?
Well, there probably are 2. There was probably one there when Lizzie was there. She actually had a room in Maplecroft that they used for seances and stuff too. And the Lizzie Borden house passed owners several times until the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast LLC took it over. And I'm sure that that's not original Ouija board. However, it's been used several times in that house. And that's what we're going to talk about, is that particular Ouija board.
Yeah. What I find interesting is the Lizzie Borden house where the murders happened has changed hands at least twice as many times as the Maplecroft house.
Yes. Yeah.
I find that very interesting too.
Yeah. Dyla's Guppies, hello.
Nice to see you.
So next week we are going to be doing Lizzie Borden trivia. So if you guys want to get caught up and study, you can go back over our videos. We'll be pulling questions out of our videos and asking. Marianne's got to do that. She's got to come up with the questions. How are we going to do that? We're going to do multiple choice or just guess what it is?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
But if you would like to win this beautiful, brand new, hot off the press, literally,
Our Haunted Travels.
Our Haunted Travels apron that kind of goes with Marianne's haunted history recipes. What you got to do is send us an email to PANICdVideos@gmail.com. Subject, #022 with proof of subscription, unless you're already a certified parapeep. And if you're not, or you don't know, send that thing and then you will become one.
Yes. Thank you for coming by. Hi, Skippy. And thank you for the love. We appreciate it. Irish Whiskey wants it autographed when he wins it.
Not a problem. She will do that.
Yeah, so he says if it was Tracy, she'd say when. So, you know.
Tracy says, do you need to bring a pen and paper for the quiz? No. No. We'll do it like we did the Ghostbusters trivia.
Yeah.
Where if you're the first to answer, you get the full point, and the other ones get a half point, that kind of thing.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know about the one that was kind of rough.
What's that?
Pictionary.
Pictionary was rough. I thought it would be a lot easier.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
That one was.
That's the one that we got. Boom.
Yeah.
That one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 That's Pictionary cursed on PANICdVideos.
Yeah. Oh, Tracy wants my hatchet.
You mean the meatloaf cutter? I swore when she didn't tell me she was going to do that. And we were filming that, and like she boom, like I knew she was going to use the hatchet, you know, but I didn't know she was going to cut the meatloaf with it. And when that hit that plate, I thought for sure there'd be a crack down that plate, but you didn't.
Yeah, and it's weird because like what
if you would have cracked it? I don't know, buy a new one.
I have two.
Oh, I have two.
So I had a backup. But when I hit it, it's funny because when it went down, it hit, and then you heard the sound after it hit. And that was literally how it sounded in the kitchen. That was not like a bad edit job or anything.
No,
that
that's
was
what
literal.
it sounded like.
Like it went through it. It seemed like it hit the thing, and then it made the sound.
I tried to keep my mouth shut. I'm like, oh. As soon as I stopped recording, I'm like, oh my God, did you crack the plate?
He did. He was so worried about that.
That was good though. That was pretty good. That was good video right there.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't see that, you gotta go watch
the end
Lizzie
is
Borden.
Probably the best.
Lizzie Borden, yeah, the end of it's the best. And the timing of that audio ending right there, I couldn't have done that. That's how it ended. Like I didn't even line that up. It just ended like that, and I'm like, this is perfect. I'm done.
Hey, Art Morbid's here.
Hey, in the beginning we did a shout out to you. Hey, look, watch this. This is cool. This goes with your video, buddy. There's the postcard.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so hey, folks, there's Art Morbid. If you don't want to go down in the description and check out the link to his video, you can click right next to his name and go check it out. So that's
I think this
that's pretty cool.
I think this is the link too. But Tracy, she's so worried about you, dear.
About me? What?
She's like, I'm really starting to worry about Sean's safety.
Oh, I ain't worried about it.
Thank you so much for the
It's all
postcard,
good.
by the way, Art Morbid.
Yeah, and we do have something
that.
coming to you. We ran into some issues, and I think we got it all caught up now.
Yes, you just have to go put that heat press back on again.
I'm going to do it in the morning. They can't go out till Monday anyway.
That's true.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, those of you who won stuff, T-shirts, or won T-shirts, or have T-shirts coming to, we ran into an issue. Yeah. We were right before Gettysburg. We thought we had everything caught up, and then there was a couple ones that we had to pull and that kind of thing. And then when we came back, we ran out of vinyl. I'm like, I'll just do it when we get back. When we get back, I ran out of vinyl. Then we didn't have certain size T-shirts, but we got all stocked up. We're good to go.
We have everything right now at the moment.
It was just the week of going back to school that kind of hurt us.
Yeah,
but
well,
that's what we did today was getting shirts caught up. So yeah, I think we're getting back on track.
I hate it when I like go to type something and it like flings me to another place in the page. Yeah,
that was an interesting video. If you guys didn't watch that video yet, please watch it after the live stream here. But it shows him traveling to the Inglewood post office to mail that. That was an awesome video. So that was pretty cool. And it all ties together. It's called, like, here it is. I'm like, wow, they made a video. This is the postcard.
I wonder if while Lizzie was there, if she sent anyone postcards home. They did for the first time in World's Fair 1893 have a postcard.
That's right. Art Mormon, I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if I'm talking to you down in chat, but the camera's up there. Sorry, folks. I don't know if you knew this, but right down the street from there towards the water is where the World's Fair was. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about these 3 weeks here. We're talking about Lizzie Borden. She was there too. Mm-hmm. So at one time, it is possible on the same day that H.H. Holmes and Lizzie Borden was at that fair.
It's possible.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine running into them two?
Can you imagine if those two had got together and, made a little baby or something? That would be the most evil child.
Or if he invited her to the murder castle.
Or if he invited her to the murder castle.
Holy macaroni.
Yeah, wow. Just the things that could have happened. Yeah.
Their paths crossed so close.
They did.
So close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Mm-hmm. Well, darling, yes? What do you think? We are at 1:26. Go about 4 more minutes.
That is fine if that's what you
We're going to go 4 more minutes, folks, and cut it at an hour and a half because we did do a live stream earlier today.
We did.
And we don't want to take up much of your folks' time because we
appreciate every minute that you give us.
There's other things to do besides sitting here and listening to us squawking.
Yeah. But if you have any extra questions or anything, feel free to drop those over here so we can.
And Thursday night, if you want to join us, get your questions ready for Lizzie because we'll ask her. I will be your interpreter. I will be your interpreter, and we will ask Lizzie Borden herself.
Should Lizzie be worried?
Well, we'll see how good Lizzie is. We'll see how she is.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how you managed to, bring her here from over 125 years ago.
I'm gonna employ all the good vibes and thoughts of all of our viewers. I'm going to tap into their psyche and reach out and hypnotize them to have her summon and appear. You believe that, folks? Sounded good.
Oh,
I might have to get some creepy music.
Maybe.
We might have to do a seance. Is it dark at 9 yet?
Yeah.
It is?
It's a little bit dark. Yeah. It's kind of like that late twilight by that point now. Tracy
We're going to do a virtual seance and bring in Lizzie Borden.
Yeah, we don't run seances.
They don't need to know that.
Oh.
It's entertainment.
Will you ever do an 8-hour live stream from a location? Possibility.
Who said that?
Irish Whiskey. We have.
That's possible.
In the past, we've done probably about 4 or 5 hours.
We've done a 6-hour before.
6 hours?
We did it. No, I think we did do it.
From Stagecoach, I know we did it for a long time.
Yeah, we did a 6-hour before.
Stagecoach in.
It's possible. Anything's possible. Of course, Of course we could do that. I thought you meant will we do an 8-hour live stream sitting here?
No.
No.
I run out of things to talk about after, too.
Well, okay. So once we're done with Lizzie.
Yeah.
I keep saying this.
Yes.
We're going to start bringing people on the show here.
I know.
Okay.
Yes.
So those could go a little longer.
They could. But not 8 hours long.
No, not 8 hours. I'm not going to do a marathon. I'm turning 50 this week. I'll be like, okay, Marianne, you got the first couple hours. Wake me up. What were we saying earlier? I'll be texted. I could do the chat from laying in the bathroom there on the floor.
That is what they were saying earlier.
I could handle chat laying in bed on the phone. No problem.
You're so funny. You're hilarious.
So you guys going? Yeah, we think we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Unless you guys got something to talk about.
Unless you guys had something you wanted to.
Got questions about Lizzie, about anything? Okay, what's this? LOL might have been the end of American Ripper. Is Lizzie stayed in the? What's that say?
So I think they were saying they could have ended like American Ripper with Lizzie staying the night at the hotel.
That
the World's Fair Hotel.
Yeah.
Or even on Timeless when they went back to H.H. Holmes' Murder Castle. It would have been cool if they would have
I didn't tell you about
Lizzie.
that.
I thought it would have been cool if they would have run into Lizzie in that episode.
I didn't tell you about my boss.
Your boss?
That mentioned that. Brought that up.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I mentioned that you joined these groups
on
Facebook trying to bring Timeless and stuff to different what's the word?
Stations.
Yeah, stations, different networks. And I said, I think they might be bringing it to Netflix or something like that.
They said no.
Well, they're trying to bring it to somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're a part of these groups. And we were having a conversation, and he goes, I really like the history ones. He goes, especially that one with that creepy guy in Chicago. And, you know, and I just went off. I go, oh, you mean H.H. Holmes? Yeah, that was back during the blah, 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 blah. And I'm rattling stuff off, and he's just looking at me. I'm like, I won't say his name. I said, but you remember we went to Chicago. I had time off, and that's where we went to that. And he didn't put two and two together until our conversation the other day. But
Irish Whiskey wants to know what happened to all the settlers in that town. I do not know. There's different theories. Croatoa.
Don't know.
But there's different theories. One never knows, you know. Paranormal Mama is heading out. Thank you very much.
Thank you for stopping by. And if you're not busy, Thursday at 9 o'clock we'll be live. And if you are busy, we'll be Saturday at 5 again live for Lizzie Trivia. And as far as schedule, every Saturday at 5 unless we do a Thursday night.
Unless we do a special.
Unless we have a special.
Yes.
So thank you for stopping.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. Anything else for the good of the order?
I think people are dropping off like flies.
Well, they're not like flies. Not like flies. But we did say we were leaving, and so they're sort of now headed out. But
all right. So, hey. Do you have anything else?
Just real excited to have Lizzie come this week.
I'm sure you are. Do you folks have anything else you would like to talk about before we get off of here? If you don't, and we wrap it up, I just ask one thing. When this is done processing, please come back and leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. Because I'm going to tell you what, in case you guys don't know this, a lot of you guys go around and go to live streams and watch live streams and stuff like that. Okay? And you comment in the live chat, which is awesome. However, the likes and the comments after the video is what helps us creators with our live streams get them put into the algorithm and make them searchable. If you don't come back and comment on a video after it's done processing, you kind of lose that little buzz. And what happens is you see on a live stream where you get a lot of people views and 0 comments and not enough likes. Like we have 33 likes right now. We probably got about 60 views maybe on it, which is 50%, and 0 comments. that takes this video and it goes broop. And then what happens, and I don't know if this is true or not, but if you have multiple videos that do that, your whole channel goes broop. Yeah. So, hey, when this is done processing, if you come back, I tell you what, come back and leave a question that you would like me to ask Lizzie Thursday on the live stream. So in case you don't make it, I have some questions I can ask her. So when this is done processing, come back and leave a question for Lizzie. And I will start asking those questions first. What do you think?
That sounds wonderful.
Do you have Sean's signature PANICd hair gel merch for sale? I could probably make that happen.
Yeah, too bad it's literally like the 99-cent stuff.
I'll go buy a 99-cent bottle of hairspray, slap a PANICd label on it, and mark it up $5 with my signature on it. Oh, I put my signature on it, and then there's $25-$30 easy.
You're sick. Both of you are sick.
Oh,
Bill, you just keep on chatting about his pretty hair.
that's right, man. Hey, I'm happy to have it. I don't care what color it is, as long as I have it. As long as I have it.
I've been thinking about cutting mine.
I
It's
know.
getting
You
long.
keep saying
I keep
that.
saying I'm going to go and get it chopped off to at least here. But that would require me leaving and going
Is it
to
giving
the...
you a headache?
No, it
Wait
just...
till next summer, see how long you can grow it. And then next summer,
Wow, I don't know.
we'll cut it with a hatchet.
There is somebody who does that.
I
Have
know.
you seen those videos?
Yes.
They're crazy.
They cut it with a hatchet.
I
They
think when
cut
I
with
watched it the
shears.
first
it's supposed to
time-
be good for your ends. It's supposed to be good.
When
for
I watched it the first time, I think I sent some messages to some
See
of
that?
our
No
pair
cut.
peeps.
No cut.
No cut. Oh, wow.
PANICd at the disco. Yeah, Boris is back there rocking it out. Yeah, Tracy, I come in. Okay, so we did the live stream earlier, and I said, Marianne, what color should we do today? And she wasn't listening to me because she was in the other room. But I was
Yeah.
talking to her anyways, like she was here. That happens quite a bit. And I said, what color should we have? And I didn't hear anything. And I'm like, just put them on to make them circle, whatever. So it's disco night. It'll happen every once in a while.
Okay. Well, I forget what I was saying.
I don't know.
Oh, I know. When I saw those hatchet haircut videos come out, the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so Lizzie. And I sent messages to some of our paranormal friends. I'm like, look, it's the Lizzie Borden haircut shop, you know. I thought it was great.
Hair looks handsome. Don't trim it. Don't trim it much.
All right. I just kind of like pull on it now when I'm like going to sleep and whatnot. It's like gets caught on stuff now. It's like too long, but I will leave it long for all of you for a while until I can't stand it anymore. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, she gets her hair cut like once every what?
Probably once a year.
Once a year. That one year now Marianne's only colored her hair once, ever, your whole life, right? Before you did that.
I got it highlighted a couple times, but I only got it like a full job.
Yeah,
once.
before you did that, she went and had a bunch of it like chopped off, and you donated it to that
Locks of Love.
Locks of Love
Yeah.
wigs. Yeah.
I don't think it
But
would
now
work
that's
anymore.
colored, you can't do that.
Well,
right?
now it's not colored anymore. That's grown out. But now that I have so much gray in it, because I don't know if they've changed it, but at the time, it only was allowed to have like 5% gray or something like that.
Oh well, you're out.
And I'm beyond that now. So.
Timber
But you know what? They
Hill
may change.
Redbone Coonhounds. I love
They
that
may
name.
change that now, though, because having gray hair is sort of in now. Even, like, young people are dyeing their hair gray. So maybe they may have changed their information about that.
Dover Paratech.
Dover!
Yeah, we're getting ready
Hey,
to close up shop here.
Is that who won today?
I don't remember.
Dover. I wrote down Dover Paranormal.
Dover Paranormal.
I think. Could have been.
I don't know. Go back and watch. I can't remember.
I think they may have won.
You may have won the... Was anybody here in the beginning?
Yeah, was it Dover Paratech that won?
Anybody remember who won this in the beginning? Was it Dover?
I don't know.
I did it so quickly,
rewind.
I wasn't paying attention. Oh, Marianne's going to rewind.
And we'll see. Was it
No,
before or after
before
the
the collab?
Before the collab?
It's way towards the beginning.
Giveaway.
Before the giveaway.
Should be coming up.
Keep going. Keep going. Whoop, there it is. Dover, I think it said Dover Paranormal, didn't it?
I think so. Dover Paranormal.
No, that's last week's. That's who was entered.
Yeah, so Dover's
Keep
the
going
only
to
one.
the digga.
But if they're the only ones in there,
I just want to make sure that that's correct.
Dover Paranormal.
Yeah, but go again. There. Right there where that popped up.
I know, but I can't make it
Yeah,
go there.
Dover. So Dover Paranormal, you did win this. Yep, you won this. So, hey, shoot me an email if you didn't already with your address so we could send it out to you.
All right. Yay, congratulations. Sean's hair looks good in gray. What's their natural color, gray or white? Mine is like white. Yours is more gray.
My natural color is actually like a brown black color.
Mine is a very
This is my
dark
natural
brown.
color.
Mine's a very, very dark brown.
My hair's starting to turn white though. Actually, this right here where you see this is dark like that, this is like the reason why I kind of do that. If I didn't have the hairspray on here, this would be white.
So the hairspray has a coloration
It looks
to it?
no, it looks like it's wet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot lighter when you come out right out of the shower.
When the hairspray is not in it, it's
You're right.
a lot white. Well, my dad has white hair. He has for years. His dad, it goes by your grandmother's side, but his dad was bald like in the 30s. Well, at 30.
His 30s.
His 30s, yeah.
Got it.
So my dad's hair is white.
Nice. All right. So.
All right, folks. Hey, we're gonna
head out.
Yeah, we're gonna hit it out for tonight and kind of chillax a little bit.
Again,
if you want to win next week's, all you got to do is shoot us an email. Show them what they're gonna win, dear.
I was thanking Irish Whiskey for saying I look like I'm 25.
If you want to win this apron in conjunction with Marianne's haunted history recipes, basically shoot us an email, PANICdVideos@gmail.com with subject #022. And from this point forward, folks, I am only going to pull those names that have that in there. So, if you send us a thing for Parapeeps, but you want to win that, shoot us another email. It doesn't take much. It doesn't cost much to send an email. It doesn't cost much, but we're under review, okay? So I got to follow the guidelines. So we got to follow the guidelines.
Yeah.
So if you want to win that, please shoot us that email. All right. Hey, anything else?
Nope, not right now.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Had a great time.
Yeah.
Thursday we'll be live again, interviewing Lizzie. Next Saturday, Lizzie Borden Trivia. And we got videos coming out every day.
That's right. Busy, busy, busy.
Busy, busy, busy.
Busy, busy, busy.
All right. Hey, let me get the right button here.
And don't forget, down below, leave some questions after the show for what you would like us to axe Lizzie Borden on Thursday.
That was bad. Yes. Once this is done processing, please come back, leave some questions for Lizzie. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. Hey, till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.
If you'd like to see more videos from PANICdVideos in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that bell for notifications. Also, help support the channel by sharing this video with your friends and family and anyone else who might be interested in the paranormal. Thanks for watching and happy hunting.